The family matter and the truth of the matter. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
We are going to talk about the niqab and the Western stereotyping around it now. Because every time I see videos like this, I can guarantee you there are some BS comments talking about, oh, not seeing your face makes me uncomfortable. Then leave. Leave. Who gives a shit about your uncomfort? Who gives a flying fuck about your uncomfort? If you're uncomfortable, leave. Because listen to me. It is not as if you seeing someone's face means you can see their intentions, their soul, their mindset, their thought process. Seeing someone's face means just that, you just see the face. Because why the fuck have I seen comments saying, oh, I can't trust nobody showing their face. Listen, I can see your face and I will still not trust you. What the fuck do you mean by that? And let's just be fucking for real, okay? Let's have a one-on-one together and realize that you are just a piece of shit that has a problem with a piece of fabric in front of a person's eyes or face because you think it's inappropriate. Because to you, it's oppression. You are so narrow-minded that you don't think that people could choose this because they want to. Because you think the only freedom you have is getting fucking naked. It's funny, by the way. By the fucking way, it's funny how being absolutely naked is not an issue to you in front of children, by the way. Because y'all are like, oh, the niqab is giving a bad impression to kids. I've seen every comment under the sun and not one of them had made sense to me. Not one of them had made sense to me. I don't wear no niqab, obviously. And I don't need to understand a person's thought process to respect their choices. I don't need to do that. I mean, I don't understand why your mom laid down with your dad and still here I am giving you this basic human respect, right? Because I'm kind like that. I don't understand why your mother stooped so low. I don't understand why your mother didn't make better choices by just swallowing, okay? And caused planet Earth with your existence. But here we are. Here we are, okay? So I still have to deal with your presence, whether I like it or not. And I do that accordingly because I have enough, decency in me. It's decreasing by the day, but anyway. So listen, if other people can't tolerate your sorry ass, why can't you tolerate other people? Give me just one reason. Give me one reason that doesn't start with the niqab oppresses women. Just one. Because there is none. There is none. One, you have no idea if it oppresses that woman that is wearing it. The fact that there are women that are forced to wear the niqab doesn't mean that generally women wearing the niqab are forced to wear the niqab. It's really not that deep. Because there are also women that are forced to get naked. Does that mean every woman that is naked is forced to be naked? Certainly not. It's really not that hard to understand. If a person has a faith and that faith gives them strength, and whatever comes with that faith is their decision and their choices that gives them strength, that gives them motivation. Who the fuck are you to debate that, to negate that, to trivialize that? How many other adjectives do I need to throw at you? What the fuck? I have posted a picture on here before where we went to Jordan in 2023 and we visited a local establishment, okay? And there were 3 women sitting on the table and they were all wearing niqab. And my daughter came to me and she was telling me, Mama, these women are so beautiful. And at first, and I was like, who are you talking about? And because they were sitting a bit far away from us. And my daughter did not see their faces. She did not see their faces. Do you know, these women did not speak a lick of English, but my child was able to communicate with them because she went there and told them, you're so beautiful, with the help of Google Translate and everything. And there was one of them that spoke little English, right? They understood what she meant. These women were the kindest people. There was no issue. There was nothing like, oh, I don't see their faces, so therefore I cannot trust them. Listen. I will say it anyway. There are people in churches. Not only do you see their faces, they preach the word of God to you that go back there and abuse children in the same fucking church. And you have nothing to say. The niqab is your problem. Do you know what your problem is? You hate Islam and you hate Muslims. That is your problem. Just say it what it is and go your fucking way. Because one thing that is for sure is that a piece of fabric doesn't make you a good or a bad person. Neither of which is the case. Okay? There are people not wearing no fucking nothing, okay, that are amazing people. And there are people that are covered from head to toe. They are the personification of the devil. You cannot determine someone's intentions or character by what they are wearing. I thought we have progressed as humanity and as society that we are... But here we are judging women for deciding to cover up. Let me just be fucking for real here, okay? You are judging women for covering up because you cannot see their bodies. Do you know what that is giving me? That is giving me, I think women should be sexual objects that should be available to my pleasure at any given time. And if they are not, I have a problem with that. You have a problem with women claiming peace for themselves because they decided not to make themselves publicly available for your disgusting eyes. And that's what you have a problem with. But you don't have no problem with other types of dressings that varies from your opinions. It's only when you cannot see the women in question. And how do you not see that that's problematic? You do not complain when women are literally stark naked anywhere and at any given time, or barely dressed, or overly sexualized, or being presented as overly sexualized. Either way the case may be, that one does not bother you. It bothers you when you cannot see these women because you cannot judge their bodies. You can't judge their skin. You can't judge the color of their skin. You can't judge the shape of their bodies because you can't see it. You can't access it. You are taking away those women's rights for themselves, but they decided that they do not want to be part of you sexualizing the woman's body furthermore. So therefore they decide to cover themselves. And that's a problem to you because how dare women have an opinion, right? And let me just remind you that it's not your fucking business if a woman is oppressed. Because give me a fucking break. You do not give a shit about women being oppressed. You don't care. Because if you cared, you wouldn't just be talking about the women that are oppressed when they're wearing a niqab. You will be talking about all women and the oppression of all women. But you don't do that. You only attack women when they decide to cover themselves under the disguise of you think they are being oppressed. But actually, you don't give a shit about their oppression. You want women's body accessible to your lust. You want them accessible to your eyes so you can judge, so you can feed off whatever narrative you have in your disgusting head. And when women don't do that, you have a problem with that. You do not give a shit about our oppression. Because if you did, you would know that oppression is intersectional. Oppression has layers. Oppression has nuances. Oppression is for every woman, unfortunately. You don't care about that one bit. You don't give a shit about women's oppression one fucking bit. You only care when you are deprived of the access to that woman's body. And that's the problem.